pink screen, I mean Yu-Gi-Oh! GX Spirit Caller for the DS. That's made by Nintendo. Okay, so actually continuing on with the game. Guess what you do this time? That's right, you had to fight the Obelisk Blue boys to unlock Chaz. So guess who you have to fight? That's right, you have to fight the Obelisk Blue girls to unlock Alexis. Yeah, kind of repetitive, but, you know, they're following the series, and that's how the series went. Although, I never really watched some of the early episodes. I've watched every single later episode, that's for sure, but here, no. Now, as you can tell by the 1-star rating of Mindy's deck is pathetic. I mean, wow, really? It has some of the weakest monster cards in the game, and just, yeah, overall, really bad deck. And here, I hate, insert the Kefka video if you want. Hate Stray Lambs. It is so broken, and there's nothing that you can do to really stop because it's not limited. It's not even semi-limited. And you wanna know why? It's like Scapegoat, you know, except you can't exactly use Scapegoat to tribute summon, and it's not a quick spell, which means you have to use it during your main turn. And you can't sacrifice the scapegoats, which is odd because that's what scapegoats are known for. Putting all the blame on somebody. Sacrifice. You know, stuff like that. Stray Lamb, however, is different in that you can sacrifice them. And that's horrible because that means that if you can't attack those things, those are two free monsters just waiting to be tributed for a stronger one. Which is horrible because, you know, usually they'll have like 5 monsters and it's like, oh crap, I don't want to summon something, but you probably have 1 monster on the field, so it's like, and in case you're wondering why there was gold lettering on that baby Saurus I killed a while ago, that's something we're going to be figuring out why next part. And yes, I'm a little bit paranoid here whenever I use Heavy Storm to take out a Chorus of Sanctuary and a face down card that probably did nothing. Although I am glad that I can finally put down Bad Reaction to Seamochi, which I do own in real life, and it's not a bad card idea, the ability to reverse life add-on effects, which are usually very often in this early part of the game. And she has a Karibo. Come on! Speaking of Karibo, guess who got banned on YouTube? Again. Yep, that's right. You know, I really don't like YouTube for their... I really don't like YouTube's copyright system. I don't understand how it works. There are people that are very, very obviously, you know, misusing copyrights, copyrighted songs, copyrighted movies. But guess what? They're not the ones that are targeted. Oh no. It's usually just the random person, probably one that you like, that they target because they can. I don't understand that. It's so uneven. Of course, a lot of people have problems with YouTube because, similar to Facebook, it changes its layout often. Couldn't talk there for a second. Oh, and get this. In this segment, I don't even get to do the Alexis event. Why? Because I do, like, what, 7 duels. Well, not 7. I think it's actually only 3. Point is, I do a lot of duels that for some reason just kind of dragged on. And the Alexis duel also dragged on, but it was at least interesting enough so that I decided to give it its own part. And that, and the event that comes immediately right after it, that video came out to be exactly about 14.5 minutes long. And if anyone's seen my Battle Network 3 blind playthrough, you know that watching 30-minute videos parts is not very fun, no matter how interesting the person is. And here I finish her off by using Giant Trunade and just, you know, wailing on her. It's a whale of a tale. Yeah, I don't know why, but I've never really liked Giant Trunade. I do like it now because of how useful it can be for stopping people with continuous spell and trap cards, and also for getting rid of spell cards and putting cards back in your hand, which is always nice. And oh hey, look, jump cut to Jasmine. Guess what? She's just about the exact same. Okay. So weird things been going on in this game so far for me. I don't know why, but it seems like after the Brian Beauregard event, I can never get them back again. I can get Irishi and the other Royals doing just fine, but nope, otherwise. Oh, and you see that Metamorph? I like Metamorph. Enough so I put it in my deck and all that fun stuff. And main reason is because its effect. In the series, it did what its original card effect said. It turned the monster that it was equipped to into a metallic version of itself. The only two cards I can really think of are Zoa turning into Metal Zoa and Red Eyes Black Dragon turning into Red Eyes Black Metal Dragon. Or Red Eyes Metal Dragon. I don't remember what the card name is, but the point is it's something along those lines. Of course, in the anime, they were really cool looking and, you know, they were stronger, but then Metamorph got an upgrade from its kind of low status, actually, in the first generation of dueling, you know, all that original series. Now, whenever you equip it to a monster, it gains 300 attack points, and whenever the monster attacks, it gains attack points equal to half of the attack points of the monster it's attacking, which is really freaking useful. Oh, and you may not be able to see it quite yet, but let me just wait. Doesn't Actuator look just like Captain Falcon with the head? I mean, come on, imagine a medieval version of Captain Falcon. Look at the sprite, and tell me that it's not Captain Falcon. And I actually think this duel's wrapping up quickly. I don't remember which duels took so long that I was like, oh hey guys, there's gonna be a lot of long duels. Oh yeah, maybe because she healed herself, and now I'm all like, wonder how I'm gonna get through defense this time. Speaking of first generation cards, allow me to explain why I love the game Yu-Gi-Oh! Duelist of the Roses. First off, it was a part of my childhood. Back whenever I was back whenever I was younger, I was about to say I was a small kid. I'm still a small kid. Back when I was younger, my parents never really allowed me to buy games. What happened was, the situation was, we had a membership at this video store called Hollywood Video, which had a little video game add-on to it. And the nice thing was, with the MVP, MVP membership we got, we were able to rent games for a while. No. We were able to rent games and all that nice, all those nice extras. Of course, you had to return the game at some point, but hey, back when I was a kid and I had just started getting into video games, I only had a PS2 at the time. That was a big deal. Oh, and in case you're wondering, America Uchimaru, I think is his name. I don't care, his name's America. America. I'm not gonna get into America stuff yet. I need to finish my Yu-Gi-Oh! Duels of the Roses. So, you know, that was a game I had gotten repeatedly, and I just loved it. And then my cousins, who had just about every video game that ever exists, and still do, not so much like Genesis stuff, but anything that was popular at the time. I played it a lot whenever I was at their house. So, yeah, first off, it's kind of hard to go against something that has such a deep emotional connection like that. Good grief, you should see me watch movies that I have watched ad nauseum as a kid now, including Toy Story 2 and others, especially the first few Harry Potter episodes. Well, movies. Can't think. And so, you know, that's one possible bias against me, because I do realize the game has problems. But here's the biggest reason I like the game. You know how in the series there was always the fact that all the cards had cool effects, and they were usually pretty broken, and then in real life they weren't even close to that at all? Well, guess what? That's how it is in Duels of the Roses. You use the cards, usually with some kind of very broken effect. And I finally figured out that America's deck in this case, I'm used to seeing his Toon deck later on, but his deck right now is something along the lines of a drawing deck, which is a really bad idea if you think about it, because in this duel I draw so much that Muka Muka is painfully overpowered, actually. And you gotta like what happens right now. Somehow he gets all three of his copies of Hero Shadow Scout, which means that 3 times I draw 3 cards, and that means that true, I don't get a lot of spell cards, but hey, that's a lot of cards. So as I was saying about Yu-Gi-Oh! Duels of the Roses, not to mention, I actually like the storyline. It's pretty much ripping off the actual Duelist of the Roses lore, which I've never really heard of until, you know, that game. And I haven't even heard of it in my AP World History class, and we talked about everything in there. But I like how the story kind of goes back and forth, and then there's the whole interconnected story thing that happens whenever you play either the good side or the bad side. I mean, true, they take on their separate meanings, but what happens is the game pretty much assumes that you did the good story first, because you have much easier duels to fight there, and it gives you a good base for beating your opponents otherwise. And then, you know, the final boss is I don't remember what his name is, like Guardian of the Cards or something. Who cares? He's a big important duelist with the strongest cards in the game. So, you fight the big important duelist with the strongest cards in the game in the hero side, and yeah, he kind of sucks in the hero side. However, he gets a big improvement in the dark side because this is apparently the true stuff. Well, not really the true stuff, but he's all angry and stuff because he's all like, "You defeated my brother, I'm going to hurt you." And he definitely sounded like that because this was set in Europe, which was around Britain. And time to show the trigger for the event. You beat the girls enough, you, Alexis will email you. Oh wait, I don't know who emailed me yet. Whoops, spoiler alert, who knew?